Let's talk about meta descriptions and click-through rates, and why these things are talked about together, you can almost double your traffic with the same amount of search appearances your website is getting. If you don't know me, my name is Nico. I'm an AI-powered SEO specialist, and I also run an online community where we teach you how to maximize your SEO with artificial intelligence with all these tools and a little bit of automations. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to our free group in the description of this video below. When I mean meta descriptions, let's say I mean these little things here. So let's say I make a search on how to train a puppy. You will be provided with the classical blue links, but below that, there's a little description of the page. That's the meta description. And surprisingly enough, this can have a very big impact on your click-through rate, on the traffic that you're getting. If we take a look at the examples here, we've got 3 that are pretty good in the green boxes here. They explain what the page is about, and some of them even provide a little call to action. Start training today. That's the action part. But then if we look all the way at the bottom, this one here is in red because it's not as good as it could be. You can see that because it's just kind of cuts off at the end and it doesn't really explain anything of the page itself, and it doesn't provide a good call to action. Now, this isn't going to penalize your SEO or anything, but you're just not taking full advantage of this precious screen real estate when your website does show up in the search engine results page. By maximizing that, see, that really should be treated as your digital sales pitch, if you will, this meta description. So how do we fix this, and what's the potential impact that it can have? Well, let's say, for example, that your website is getting 10,000 monthly impressions, meaning it's coming up in search results 10,000 times on average on a monthly rate. With that, if I have a 1.5 click-through rate, I'm only getting about 150 clicks from those monthly search impressions. With the same monthly impressions, nothing else changed, but I increased my click-through rate because I'm optimizing my meta descriptions. Let's say I improved it to 3%, then I'm doubling the traffic to 300 clicks. And you can imagine what doubling your traffic can do with this little changes. So it really is quite effective and quite important. So we're going to create a meta description for this blog page here, the benefits of therapeutic gardening. I'm going to show you 2 ways on how to do this. I've created a custom GPT to make this very easy if you need to do 1 or 2 or 3 here and there. And then I'm going to show you another way where you can improve and optimize your meta descriptions en masse. A really cool strategy that we teach in our AI-powered SEO Masterclass. So this blog here, if we look at the back end of it, this is the back end of WordPress on that same blog. We ideally, if you've got WordPress, you have Yoast SEO, and we see here at the bottom, when we scroll all the way down, we've got a title, but we're missing a meta description, and it's also indicated that we're missing a meta description by the little preview here. So this is what we need to fill out. Well, I'm going to go to my blog page itself, but I'm going to be very lazy and just copy the entire thing here. I've got it copied. Now I'm going to go to a custom GPT that I've built with a prompt in the backend that tells it to write an optimized meta description. But what makes an optimized meta description? First of all, it needs to be between 140 and 150 characters in length. It needs to explain what the page is about, obviously, but most importantly, it needs to entice the reader to click through to this, to tell them, hey, this is the information that you're looking for. And this little custom GPT has all that in the backend. And it's going to provide you with 3 examples that you can use nice and easy. I'm just going to paste the entire blog post here. And then it's going to understand what it needs to do in the backend. And yes, I'll leave a link to this GPT in the video description below. And you see here that it's given us 3 examples. So discover the benefits of therapeutic gardening for mental health. That's pretty good. And then unlock the healing power of therapeutic gardening. Find out how you can begin. That's the call to action here, and they all have it here. I'm going to click this one here, and I'm going to go back to my back end of the meta description. I'm going to paste it here. And then I want to see in the preview to make sure that everything is correct, and I'm going to see the whole thing. And it looks like I'm just on the money. If I would have done a little bit longer, it would have been cut out, but it looks like it's fine. And the desktop result looks like it's okay. It's not going to get cut out. Beautiful. Now I've got a meta description with a nice call to action that's going to probably increase my click-through rate. All I need to do is update. And if I want this change to be actioned out a little bit quicker by Google, I should probably then submit this URL to Google Search Console, but perhaps that's for another video. And now you are done. Well done. But what if you've got a massive list of products that you need to optimize the meta description for? This asset here, this Google Sheet, is part of our Masterclass assets. And I've got this really cool Google Sheet that, let me show you. Let me delete this link. You see how if I delete that, then the page title, the meta description and stuff for that all went away. But if I paste that link again, give it a second, it should come up here. So I've got the page title, the meta description and everything else, which is pretty handy. This little Google Sheet will scrape the URL that you gave it and give you all the information such as the page title, meta description, H1s, H2s and all that. Really cool, but that's part of our masterclass available in there. I've copied a couple of the blogs here and pasted into this Google Sheet for this example. So I can see here that I've got the URL, the title and the meta descriptions. And these meta descriptions aren't really optimized. A lot of them are way too long and they could just do with a lot of improvement. So how do I fix all of them in one go? And I'm going to show you a really, really cool strategy as well. We're actually going to integrate ChatGPT within our Google Sheet, give it a really good prompt, and it'll do everything for us. So I'm going to take this one here. I'm going to show you the back end of my Google Sheet, and you can have this stuff as well. If I go to app script, you're going to see that I've got this little code here. You OpenAI key, this little code in the back end. And this just allows me to call in ChatGPT 4.0 Mini using my own API key. That's my API key here. Don't try to use it. I'm going to delete this after the video. If you want this code and learn how to integrate this into your Google Sheet, you can go to our free AI ranking community. And if you go to the classroom section here, you'll see these AI and Google Sheets. There's 2 tutorials there on how to integrate GPT and also Claude. And you can download that exact code there. Just all the assets are there, nice and neat. So I've got the app script installed in the backend. I'm going to go back to my GPT. I've saved it with the app script in the back end of my Google Sheet. I'm now going to call ChatGPT into here and let it do most of the work for me. I'm going to type in equals GPT, and you can see that function is coming out. That's a function from the custom script in the backend. I'm going to press enter and I'm going to place the prompt within quotation marks. I've got a prompt already pre-made, and the prompt is really easy. It just tells GPT to act like an expert SEO copywriter. This is the information that I'm going to give you. Please create an optimized meta description. I'll leave it linked below. I'm going to close that prompt with quotation marks, and then I'm going to select the cells that I want it to reference. I'm going to press comma first, and then I'm going to press the URL cell. I'm going to press another comma, this cell, another comma, and then the final cell, the meta description, and then close the entire formula and hit enter. And if I've done everything correctly in a second, there you go. I've created my meta description. Help your dog enjoy the backyard with our 6 expert tips. Transform the outdoor experience today. Learn more and make fun play. It's creating a really good meta description. And the magic is that I can just grab this down now to everything, and it'll read the corresponding URL titles and meta description. And I've just made 21 meta descriptions in a matter of a second that I know are all optimized and ready to go. Now I just need to upload them to my website, to the allocating page. Really cool, really easy strategy. And now when I update all of this stuff, all of these meta descriptions to my website, and I request Google to recrawl my site, update the meta descriptions, I should see the click-through rate, or the average click-through rate specifically for those pages, increase over time. This does take a little bit of time, but it'll be very, very good for you in the long run. Really cool strategy, something that doesn't get done enough and doesn't get talked about enough. If you want to start your journey with AI-powered SEO and automations like this, we've got a whole free community, the AI Ranking Free, where we've got a little AI-powered SEO Kickstarter, a content automation Kickstarter. We're going to start doing live webinars as well, where you can ask us questions. I'll leave a link to this in the video description below. If you want more videos like this, just leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you want to see and give me a subscribe and a like. Cheers.